You're listening to CRV Insight's Better Heard podcast, brought to you in partnership with the New Zealand Dairy Exporter. Join us as we talk to CRV Insight experts, industry leaders and farmers about hot topics and issues affecting herd improvement in New Zealand's dairy industry today. Keep current with industry news and get practical tips for improving the health and efficiency of your herd.
Welcome to CRV's Better Heard podcast. I'm your host, Cheryl Haitana from the New Zealand Dairy Exporter. Today we're chatting about the launch of myHERD, CRV's new herd recording and farm management program. Launched last week, myHERD means dairy farmers can now manage all their herd records and data from multiple farming operations using just one tool. myHERD is the result of CRV's partnership with leading farm software provider FarmIQ. It replaces CRV InSight. To tell us more about myHERD is CRV Information and IT Manager Andrew Singers and FarmIQ GM Customer Success Jock Richardson. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for joining me today.
Morning, Cheryl.
Morning, Cheryl. Thanks very much.
So, Andrew, this is pretty big news. How long has CRV been planning myHERD?
Well, we've been planning myHERD for a couple of years now, and the development effort's been around 16 months.
So what are the key features you've built into myHERD that you expect will appeal to farmers?
Ensuring that the software is easy to use for farmers to enter animal events, find individual animals, and get the reporting that they need in their hands really quickly. There's other things around staff management. There's a really cool calendar function within the platform that allows farmers to see what's happened on their farm over time.
So your parent company in the Netherlands, CRV, I'd imagine they already have a herd recording platform. Why not just use that?
Because this product is aimed at New Zealand farmers. It's written by FarmIQ. They've helped us develop this program, and they're a New Zealand company, a leading New Zealand software development company. So we wanted to ensure that our software is able to be used and is designed for the New Zealand farmer.
And hence why it's been important to contract a Kiwi business such as FarmIQ.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, FarmIQ, they've been in this game for over 7 years now. They've got a very stable platform that was servicing just sheep and beef farmers. And now we've brought the dairy element to that. So now farmers who maybe have an operation that involves not only dairy but sheep and beef, then they're able to use one platform to manage their whole farming enterprise.
So, Jock, for those farmers who might not have heard of FarmIQ, can you tell us a bit more about the platform and how it works?
Yeah, sure. So as Andrew said, we started, we were conceived about 10 years ago and started as the first primary growth partnership in New Zealand and founded by Silver Fern Farms and Landcorp. And it was all about creating a premium product in the red meat value chain. So about trying to tell New Zealand's powerful story about the quality of the product that we're delivering off farm, to be able to demonstrate that to the end user, basically.
So what are the other systems on the platform that would appeal to dairy farmers?
There's a lot of different systems on the system. We've got about 10 businesses that operate on the system now, and they vary from the likes of Synlait, who are running their milk assurance program. So they call it Lead with Pride Live. So it's a live milk assurance program that's recording all of the requirements that those farmers need to demonstrate, great product to Synlait. We've got people like Ag First who are running farm environment plan solutions on the platform. Companies like First Light who have an animal management program for their Wagyu beef animals. Farmlands have a health and safety program that they offer free to their shareholders. So these all run on the platform, and essentially farmers can, through one login, they can connect with multiple solution providers that are working on the platform.
So we know farmers are keen to have all their data in one place. Can you give us an example of the data integration that can occur on FarmIQ?
Yeah, probably the most popular one recently has been TrackMap integration. This is where farmers will place an order on their fertiliser provider, and once the applicator comes through, the people doing the application of the fertiliser, that proof of placement automatically feeds into FarmIQ. And the benefit of that is that a farmer can look at a comparison of the nutrients that have been applied and compare that with pasture production over a season. They can compare it with where they've been grazing animals over a season. So it gives them a complete view of what's happening on farm.
So, Andrew, when developing myHERD, was that integration of data in one place a huge thing on your mind in terms of for farmers to be able to link their animal health to what's been happening on farm, to be able to go and use one program, Was that
Yeah,
a lot behind this?
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably one of the key benefits, certainly probably the biggest benefit we see. And we've launched this product just this week, and that's just a starting point. We call it a minimal viable product. Over time, we have plans to integrate with other agricultural companies, and we're looking to be able to integrate data from many different sources. So cow collars, drafting gates, anything that's going to make it easier for farmers to operate their business. And so integration is a key part of that.
Absolutely. And it's not just that data input, it's getting the data out the other side. For farmers are constantly being asked by different regulations for data. So you'd see that, Jock, quite a bit, that farmers are wanting,
Look, we've got a really long list of integration requests, and we just work through those on a priority basis. Integration isn't typically constrained by technology. The technology piece of integration is normally the easy bit. It's often the political part of integration. People being prepared to share data is often the challenge we find.
Absolutely. And are you finding that's becoming, a little bit easier, or those conversations are starting to happening more?
Yeah, look, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I guess as the FarmIQ platform grows with credibility, we have a lot more farmers coming on, a lot more partners, and people start wanting to integrate more and more. And I guess more and more farmers are insisting that people do.
Yeah, and it's going to be from that demand that more companies are going to try and work together, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's exciting times ahead, certainly in that space, because I think that's really what farmers want. They want that integration. They want to be able to purchase whatever system they may want to purchase to use on farm, and they don't want to have a restriction around the data component of those systems they might use.
While also protecting their data, I presume, as well, which is the other underlying factor.
Yeah, we need to protect their data and keep it secure, that's right. But at the end of the day, we look at it as their data, not ours. We need to be able to use that data, and we use it to provide value to them. So we use it to ensure that we create really great genetics, but we just need to use it. We don't feel that we have to own everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of integration between myHERD and FarmIQ, FarmIQ has a package called Enterprise Dairy. Can you just tell us a bit more about that, Jock?
Yeah, sure. So Enterprise Dairy is a full farm management solution. It does actually have animal capability in it, but when we talk to dairy farmers, we know that they're going to be using a herd recording solution that's integrated with their artificial breeding and their herd testing. So we recommend them, not to use that aspect of Enterprise Dairy, but to use it for managing their farm, essentially around all of the animal, the staff, a lot of your capital and equipment, health and safety, timesheets and rostering. So it gives them a complete solution. And it's great that we've now connected that with myHERD, because now that in one system, they've got both deep animal management functionality along with the rest of the farm management system.
Yeah, and that was the opportunity that we saw, that CRV saw, was that this functionality that exists already in Enterprise Dairy was something that we thought would really benefit farmers. So instead of reinventing the wheel, we've actually developed, in conjunction with FarmIQ, that herd recording software so that the farmer gets the benefit of having both. And for us, FarmIQ have had integration with Nate for over 7 years, and it's very stable. It's tried, it's trusted. It's got the ability to actually see that and ensure that your Nate transaction's been completed. We bring integration with DIGAD, which is the Dairy Industry Good Animal Database. So when animals are bought and sold between farms, then that data for the lifetime of the animal will transfer automatically for the farmer.
Cool. So another example from Enterprise Dairy is obviously the environment plans that farmers can do. Jock, can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So the environment plan in the system is set up to be as intuitive as possible for the farmer. It takes them through a step-by-step process of, recording features on the interactive map that's in the system, right through to creating objectives around what you need to do with the farm environment plan. The farmers can bring in third parties as well, so literally have these people giving them access to the system. Typically, this might be with consultants in the FEP example, where they'll help them either on farm or remotely, work through the things that they need to work on to have a fully compliant FEP.
And Andrew, in terms of CRV's environmental solutions, you've got the low-end sires, which is a solution for lowering the footprint of dairy herds. What reporting does myHERD provide to help farmers track their progress?
So we can combine the data coming into the Enterprise Dairy platform from the milk processors and feed planning information, individual cow breeding values to track the progress of decreasing mun in the herd over time.
Awesome. And so, Andrew, myHERD is eventually taking over InSight. So how can farmers, make that transition? Or for other farmers that are interested in joining myHERD, what do they need to do?
First of all, we need to get our InSight customers across to myHERD. And so I think that's a relatively easy proposition because myHERD is just such a more intuitive platform than InSight is. It offers much, much more functionality. It allows farmers to do things like graze animals off farm. It's very easy to use, like I said, and there's a lot of benefit for them to come across onto that platform. But we will just work with farmers to bring them across when it suits them as much as we can. And we're going to look to have that hopefully completed by next dairy season, 1st of June 2021.
Great. If farmers are wanting to join myHERD, do they just contact their local CRV rep or?
Yeah, well, they can contact their CRV rep for sure, but they can also go and register their interests on www.myherd.co.nz. And that way we will keep them informed of what's going on. So we're sending out emails and notifications to people who have registered their interest, just keeping everybody informed as much as we can about when we're able to bring them onto the platform.
And you've been having farmers trial myHERD, so has it been going well?
Yeah, like I said, we wanted to build a system for New Zealand dairy farmers. So we've had a group of pilot farmers involved right from the start. They've been giving us heaps and heaps of feedback about, what they want, how the functions are working for them, how usable it is. They're the first group we've brought across onto the new platform. So they're using it as of last week, and it's going well so far.
So there we have it. myHERD is live and ready for you farmers to go and sign up. Thanks, Jock and Andrew, for joining me today, and we look forward to seeing what else can come out of this partnership.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Cheryl. And we're always interested to hear from anybody who might want to be part of the platform.
Thanks for listening to CRV Ambreed's Better Heard podcast. Read more about today's topic and our panel guests by visiting CRV Ambreed's website, www.crv4all, that's the number 4all.co.nz, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. Check out our upcoming topics and join us again soon for your Better Heard fix.